All right, hello and welcome to the course, An Introduction to the Sacred Liturgy. I'd like to begin the course with a quote from John Paul II. You'll see there at number 1 on your handout. He says, "The liturgy, everybody speaks about it, writes about it, discusses the subject. It's been commented on, it has been praised, it has been criticized." And I think most of us would agree with this. Who does not have an opinion on the liturgy? Right? Unless you're absolutely apathetic about the faith or it's a ritual expression, everybody indeed has an opinion about the liturgy. Whether it's the homily, the music, the architecture, the ordinary form, the extraordinary form, communion in the hand, communion on the tongue, whatever it is, it's difficult not to have an opinion on the liturgy. Let's continue with this quote here. He says, "But who really knows the principles and norms by which it is to be put into practice?" Now there is the real challenge, though. Anybody can have an opinion, but whose opinion is informed by the principles and norms of the magisterium, of the church, of our tradition, of our constitutions, of our liturgical books? That's informing our opinion is really what this course is about. And to do this, there's a number of ways, a number of very good things to read and resources and authors to look at. Most of this course will be based on the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and it's Part 2, the celebration of the Christian mystery. And as you may know, Part 2 itself is divided up into 2 smaller parts. The first is some general liturgical and sacramental norms and principles for all types of liturgy. The second part is about the 7 sacraments and the sacramentals themselves. So this session, An Introduction to the Sacred Liturgy, is based on the first half of Part 2 of the Catechism. So as we look at that part, the very beginning of Part 2, the approach that the Catechism takes is it begins with an etymology of the word liturgy. And it explains to us that the term liturgy is made up really of 2 smaller words. The first is laos, which is a Greek term. Right? So, as so many things are, the New Testament is written in Greek. Alexander the Great comes down from Macedon and leaves a whole trail of Greek culture, including its language, in the Promised Land there. So we have Episcopal, diaconate, Pentecost, ecclesial. All of these words are Greek in origin, as is the term liturgy. And the first root then of the word liturgy is laos, and it means people. It's where we get the English word laity, or laic, or laicize. It means the people. The second part of this term is ergon, and it means work. So you may have an ergonomic work device so that you work safely and efficiently in your office. If you have a cushy diocesan curial job like I do, you've got the lumbar support for your chair and the mouse so I don't get carpal tunnel syndrome as I'm doing liturgical things in my office, right? That's an ergonomic work device. So you put these 2 words together, a laos and an ergon. It means originally in the Greek culture a work, ergon, that is done in the name of or on behalf of the people. And if you look at number 2 there from the Catechism, that's exactly what it says. The word liturgy originally meant a public work or ergon in the service in the name of or on behalf of the people. And in Greek culture of the time, this term designated anybody who did such a work. So a school teacher could be considered a liturgist because he performs an ergon on behalf of the laos. Or a soldier was called a liturgist. A garbage collector, I suppose, could have been called a liturgist because he performs a work on behalf of the people. Now, along comes Jesus, and the letter to the Hebrews calls him the liturgist. This is in chapter 8, verses 1, 2, and 6, where it says, "We have such a high priest, a liturgos, of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle that the Lord, not man, set up. Now he has obtained so much more excellent a liturgias, as he is a mediator of a better covenant." So again, if you know any liturgist jokes, remember that Jesus himself is the primary liturgist. Okay, Jesus is the primary liturgist. Why would the letter to the Hebrews call Jesus the liturgist? Well, given what we know about the Word, he's fittingly called the liturgist because he performs a work on behalf of the laos. The work that he performs is a work of glorifying God and sanctifying creation, a work that we forfeited with original sin, but a work that we're trying to participate in as members of the baptized.